You have big dreams of losing weight and creating a healthy, joyful life. But you find yourself craving sugar, caught up in what the scale says, and diet hopping. Dieting is the old way of losing weight. And the good news is I'm going to give you a new way of eating so you can ditch diets for good and build a healthy relationship with real food. My name is Megan Olson, certified nutrition practitioner, creator of Skinny Fitalicious, and your host of the Dish on Diets show.
Hello, friends. It's 1 week until Christmas. I hope you are all doing well and surviving the holiday season. It's always a busy time of year, and I want to jump right into our topic of being too busy to lose weight and to take care of your health right off the bat. So for those of you who are planning to start losing weight in January and you're waiting to do anything about your weight, anything about your health habits until January because you're just too busy right now, I want you to think about what it is exactly that you're going to have to do that you're just too busy for. Like, what are you going to do in January that you're too busy to be doing right now? Do you think you're going to have to be super strict, super rigid, cut out certain foods, do all the things and be super perfect? Because if that's what you're thinking, you're still thinking like a crash dieter, not like someone who's going to make this a sustainable lifestyle they're going to do until they're 85 years old to keep weight off. You're not going to have to scale mountains to do this weight loss and health thing. You're not going to have to spend 3 hours a day meal prepping or 2 hours a day exercising. No. You're going to start with the simple basics. 1 or 2 simple basic things like going for a walk around the block every day or just adding 30 grams of protein in your breakfast. You're telling me right now, 1 week before Christmas, you're too busy for that. You can't do one of those 2 things or both of those things. You just can't do that. You got to wait till January to do that. You're telling me you've got no time in your life to do anything simple and basic like that during the holidays or really any time when your life is busy. You must put your health on hold. You must put your goal of feeling your best in your body and losing some body fat on hold until life is stress-free. You're telling me there's no possible way you can go for a daily walk around the block. There's no possible way you could just simply add 30 grams of protein to your breakfast, whatever you're eating right now. You see, most of you listening who are still struggling with sustainable weight loss and health habits, you keep falling into a self-sabotaging pattern of thinking you can't do anything until your life is free and clear. And the reason you think that way is because you are still thinking like a crash dieter and you're living in a diet prison and you don't even realize it. You still think, I'm going to be so focused in January, and because I'm going to be so focused, I will get better results, and results will come faster because when I'm busy or when I'm in the midst of the holidays, I can't be focused. I'm too tired. I'm too stressed. I'm too busy. And if I can't be focused, I can't get results. Might as well wait until January so I can be totally focused and get results. That's what your brain tells you. That's the story in your brain. Except it's a trick your brain is telling you so that right now you can feel more at ease about ignoring your health, ignoring your goals, and you get mental relief from the guilt of, just kind of eating whatever and eating like a jerk maybe and not doing anything to take care of your goals by justifying that you're going to be so much more dialed in come January or some other time in the year when life is free and there's no stress. You see, this is what people do, and they don't even realize it. And most people fall into one of 2 paths. Path 1 is diet on and off year round. Get frustrated when you can't stay consistent, fall off the wagon, get back on for a bit, fall back off, then say, screw it, during stressful times or during the holidays, and then they start over, particularly in January. Path 2 is focus on sustainable habits year-round, spend certain periods of time being more dialed in and intentional about losing body fat. But most of the time, you are habit-focused. All the while, you are incorporating freedom and flexibility into your process. For example, you may be tracking your food, but you're also learning how to have untracked days, how to eat at maintenance, how to get your protein and fiber, how to maintain your current body weight, how to get steps, how to include some strength training, and have times where you're just enjoying yourself without focusing on food. Path 1 is what most people do. And I'm willing to bet if you are listening to this podcast, you have done path 1, and you may be thinking about path 1 even right now today. You're already mentally planning for path 1, what you're going to be doing in January. Most of us get so desperate to feel better in January because we have paid zero attention to our health. So then we do really, really stupid things out of desperation that we would never do until we're 85 years old. We want to feel better. We want to Amazon Prime a better body. That's when you fall into the diet trap of doing all the stupid, unsustainable things like, I'm going to cut out all my carbs. I'm going to eat carb free. I'm going to exercise 3 hours a day. I'm going to do Optavia. I'm going to sign up for Weight Watchers for the 20th time. I'm going to try to eat 1,200 calories and starve myself. I'm going to do this shake program. I'm going to fast and only eat 1 meal a day so I can lose weight as quickly as possible and feel better as quickly as possible. That is you trying to Amazon Prime results and Amazon Prime a body, except it's all temporary and it's all a Band-Aid. And what ends up happening is we justify this temporary stuff with, once I lose the weight, then I will work on my habits. Then I will work on doing something normal, or then I will learn to eat like a normal person. Except that's not how this weight loss stuff works. If you're on path 1, maybe consider not staying on path 1 and crash dieting and getting ahead of it now by preparing yourself for what you're not going to do. Instead of imagining how focused you're going to be in January, why don't you accept that your brain is playing tricks on you? And not just you, all of us. We all share the same mental tricks and drama. We're all really bad at predicting the future. We all overestimate how focused we're going to be and how dialed in we're going to be. And our brains picture this ideal scenario where we're going to shed pounds left and right and look our best. And we have this insane amount of willpower and it's all going to happen in like 2 months. And that image creates a nice dopamine hit, which feels real good in the moment. So we negotiate. And we say, all right, come January, I'm all in. But you're not really, because dopamine doesn't last very long. And then you end up chasing results. You end up chasing a number on the scale. You end up chasing measurements. You end up chasing a body fat percentage. And if you don't get the instant gratification that your brain is seeking, you get frustrated. And then you head right back into the same path 1. On again, off again, on again, off again. This is where things get really messed up for people. It actually feels better to imagine the results you're going to get than to actually do the work that it requires. Because when you imagine it, your brain gives you the dopamine hit. Tricky thing, that brain of ours, huh? It gives you that little dose of motivation to start again. But motivation is unreliable and it fades away very quickly. And then you're just left with the boring habits that require a long time to see the results. Stop. Stop all of that. No more dopamine for you. Because what ends up happening is round and round you go. Where it stops, no one knows, except you can stop it whenever you want. You can decide to become habit focused. You can become aware of your own behavioral tendencies. You can make decisions based on the future version of you 1 or 2 years from now. The only way the vision becomes reality is if you start small and gradually with the simple, basic, boring stuff and build from there. Small action steps over time. Like I said, start with walking around the block or start with just including protein at your breakfast. Small step and keep the commitments you make to yourself. Stop being a flaky friend who never does what she commits to. Stop chasing shortcuts with crummy diets that make you feel miserable and make you feel bad. Stop trying to do all the things and change all the things all the time. Little by little is what works. Step by step is how you make this a sustainable way of life. No, it's not exciting. Not at all. It's just boring, kind of like Groundhog's Day. Every day you do the same things over and over and over again until the results start to show up. But it's kind of like selection bias. The women who are successful with this stuff are the ones who can accept and recognize the way their brain works and makes conscious choices that aligns with a future version of themselves that doesn't exist yet today. It aligns with the 70 or 80-year-old version of you. Do you want to be a grandma who can't play with her kids and sits in a recliner? You can't get down on the floor. You can't run around with them. Do you want to struggle bringing groceries into your home when you're 70, 80 years old, or getting in and out of a car, getting off of a toilet? Do you want to retire and go on your dream vacation with your partner and not be able to enjoy it because you're out of breath walking around, or you need to use a scooter because you can't walk? Do you want to live out the last years of your life in a nursing home, or do you want to live them out in your own home? I mean, I spoke about this in episode 127, what most women miss about sustainable weight loss. And what most women think this health stuff is just about is looking cute in clothes and being skinny and losing 20 pounds. Sure, those things are great and nice, but they're really just bonuses of you taking care of your health. But the real reason we go on the weight loss journey in the first place is to improve our quality of life. Not only right now, but when we're 70, 80 years old. And so we can be independent when we're 70, 80 years old. And so we can do all the things we want to do when we're retired all the way until we're 70, 80 years old. Learning to change habits and do this stuff when you've had 10, 20, 30 years or more of chronic dieting and following diet culture nonsense, it's not easy. Which is why the really smart women don't leave it up to chance or try to fly solo on this complicated mission. They get support. They get accountability. They get guidance from a coach so somebody can actually help them develop the processes and routines and the mindset to work on these things. Do you think that someone who always focuses on the negative is like, hey, wait a minute, I really should be more intentional about focusing on the positives and what I can control and what I can do? No, they absolutely don't. Because it's hard to be aware of something when it's running on autopilot in your head. Our default mindset and coping mechanisms are to hide, suppress, avoid, distract. Even listening to me right now, you may be nodding your head, but we'll end up doing nothing about it. Because it's easier to be like, yes, I love this message. I love what this lady Megan is saying. And then you go about your day without taking any action because it made you feel like you took action. It's a lot more difficult to be like, okay, I'm actually going to commit to changing. I'm going to get the support. I'm going to get the help. I'm going to get a coach, somebody who's in my corner that I need. I'm going to finally end this cycle of putting myself in a dieter's prison. I'm going to start with a 10-minute walk every day. I'm going to start with including 30 grams of protein in my breakfast. It takes a special person to actually do that and commit. Are you that person? If you are, then you're not too busy to start right now. 1 week before Christmas, you can start walking around the block every day, or you can start by including that 30 grams of protein in your breakfast. Don't know how to do that? I've got this thing called a website with a ton of recipes, and I have a free high protein breakfast download you can grab as well. I'll put that in the show notes for you. Lots of ideas there for you. And like I said in the last few episodes, breakfast could literally be just 2 yogurts and a piece of fruit. We need to stop overcomplicating food and nutrition. And that's what a lot of diets have taught us. It's got to be complicated. It's got to be hard. Otherwise, I'm not doing it right. I'm not going to get results. That's usually what people think. Stop overcomplicating. It could be as easy as you decide to make it to be, especially during a busy time. You got to learn how to navigate these busy times. Do you think you're just going to take the time off during the holidays and be like, not getting any steps, not getting any sleep, not getting any water, no protein for me, just holiday cookies? Like, we need to really check ourselves because there's going to be holiday seasons and there's going to be all kinds of busy stuff in life. And typically that's where people fail the most, navigating those busy seasons of life. They just stop. You got to learn how to do the best you can, not be perfect. You might not be perfect day in and day out, but how to navigate and be as consistent as you can be during the busy times. And there's no better time to start practicing that mindset than right now. But first, it starts with you stop saying that you're too busy. Honestly, if a woman tells me I'm too busy right now to do this health stuff, I'm too busy to lose weight, I have to wait to sign up, or I have to wait until next June to start this work, I know they're still thinking like a crash dieter. They have all or nothing thinking. Now, there may be some kind of circumstance where somebody is like sick or recovering from some kind of illness, or right, their parent is in the hospital, or somebody just passed away, right? There might be a circumstance like that. But in general, if somebody says, "Oh, I'm just too busy right now, I'm traveling for work and I got all this stuff going on," it's like, what do you think you're going to have to do? Climb a mountain? Come on. I also know that a lot of these women who say these things, not only do they have all or nothing thinking, they're either all in or they're all off, but they also don't really believe in themselves, and they do not believe the small things are going to matter. They don't believe the small things are going to lead to anything significant in terms of results, so they do nothing, and they justify doing nothing with, I'm going to be so dialed in and perfect come January, or when my life just isn't stressful. And that image gives them the dopamine hit, which feels really good in the moment. That's why they say those things. I lost my 80 pounds, and it all started, guys, with a 10-minute walk. And it started with a different mindset of, I'm not dieting anymore. I just want to be healthy and fit. That was my mission every day. How do I find solutions to be healthy and fit, right? And it started with that 10-minute walk. And I just knew if I kept walking every day, I was going to become somebody who was healthy and fit. And that was what happened. And anyone you hear like me who has lost a significant amount of weight and kept it off for many years, it's now going on 15 years for me that I've maintained my weight loss. And, anyone like me who has experienced the same, they all are going to say the same thing. They started with the small stuff that you think isn't going to get you results. It's going to take too long and it's not going to lead anywhere. Do not underestimate the small stuff. And the other thing you're going to hear from me and all these other people who've lost weight and kept it off for a really long time, they didn't jump into a calorie deficit. That wasn't their first mission. That's what so many women do wrong. They're like, I'm going to go calorie count. I'm going to sign up for Noom. I'm going to do Weight Watchers. I'm going to eat 1,200 calories. You're not ready for that. People like me who have lost weight and kept it off for a really long time didn't jump into a calorie deficit. They didn't jump into calorie tracking right away. They didn't jump into a crash diet and then learn after the fact how to create healthy habits and maintain their weight. Oh no. They started with the basic boring stuff, like creating the routine of getting some daily steps and eating enough protein. Everyone starts there. That's the secret to your success. And believe me, my life was busy then, and it still is busy. It's always been busy. When I was losing weight, I was traveling every week as a consultant, and I was working 70 to 80-hour weeks. Imagine if I had said, I have to wait until my schedule wasn't too busy. I never would have lost weight. I had to learn how to be organized, how to learn to plan ahead and manage my time. And I still have to do all of those things today because I run my website and I run my nutrition practice. I'm still busy. Everyone's busy. Even all my clients are busy. I don't have any clients who are literally just like princesses with nothing to do. They all have busy lifestyles. They're all juggling a lot of things. Right? But one of the mindsets that I have is I exercise to keep up with my busy schedule. I get my steps to keep up with my busy life and keep myself as healthy as possible. I eat balanced meals with protein and fiber to stay fueled so I can accomplish all the things I want to do in my busy life. So for those of you who are saying you're too busy and you don't have time and you have to wait, what exactly are you thinking you need to do? You're acting like you have to climb Mount Everest to do this stuff. You don't. Your brain is lying to you. You do have the time, and the best time to start is right now, 1 week before Christmas. Immediately, don't wait. Why would you ever wait to feel better? You can start feeling better right now just by walking around the block every day. You can start feeling better right now just by including 30 grams of protein in your breakfast. Have you listened to any of my clients who have been on this podcast? If you have, none of them you will hear in their podcast testimonials, none of them had perfect lives while we were working together. And that's actually a good thing because they learned how to navigate stress, busy times, and real life while taking care of their health. And that's where a lot of people end up giving up and frustrated when things happen. Things happen in their life. Oh, can't do anything. I'm not going to do anything. And so people stop. We have to learn how to do things during busy times of life. Do you stop brushing your teeth and showering when life is busy? Do you stop brushing your teeth during the holidays? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Those are all health habits too. You're not too busy to work on your health habits. You're not too busy to lose weight. You are a woman who figures this out. But right now, you have a broken mindset about your health habits and sustainable weight loss from all the diets that you've done. And listen, the more quick fixes in terms of diets that you continue to participate in, the more detrimental it's going to be to your mindset. So, question is, are you path 1 or path 2? Which one are you going to be this year? Are you going to finally put an end to the cycle of, putting yourself in a dieter's prison? The weight of being overweight is a heavy load to carry. But it all starts with breaking up with your all or nothing mindset. Are you going to do that this year? Are you going to commit to breaking up with that all or nothing mindset? How are you going to do that? Who's going to help you with that? I hope you commit to doing that. I hope you commit to path 2 and getting yourself out of the dieter's prison that you're living in and ending this self-sabotaging pattern of saying, I'm too busy. Because that's how you truly achieve freedom and peace in this process. And that's what I want for every one of you, because I know a lot of people are living in self-imposed diet prisons. They don't realize it, and it's not a fun place to live. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can experience true freedom and peace, and that is truly what I hope and pray for all of you. Ladies, I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. I will talk to you soon. Hey, if you enjoyed this podcast, you have to come check out my free weight loss class. It's the 5 steps to lasting weight loss, how hormones impact weight loss, and the truth about lasting weight loss without relying on willpower, workouts, or deprivation. Click the link in the show notes to watch that free class today. And if you are a woman over 35 with 20 to 50 or more pounds to lose, schedule a free weight loss breakthrough session with me after you watch that class. And let's talk about your 20 to 50 or more pound weight loss plan.